Well, there's some relief for drivers when it comes to the pumps today, but it doesn't look like that's going to last for the entire long weekend. Joining us now with all the details is Dan McTeague, president of Canadians for Affordable Energy. It has been kind of, feeling a little more affordable, Dan, as you drive by the pumps lately. It's still pretty pricey. But so what's happening with gas prices this weekend then?
Well, it's a tale of good news today, bad news tomorrow. We're 153.9. Nick, putting that in perspective, this time last year on the same day, we were paying $1.67.9. And when you consider that the carbon taxes went up 4 cents a liter, that's an 18 cent a liter net savings compared to a year ago today. So up 2 cents tomorrow, Saturday, and it looks like Sunday might see a 1 cent increase or no movement at all. So 155.9, not a big increase, but the decrease we saw today will be completely eliminated after midnight today. And we're seeing a lot of gas stations, whether it's here all the way out to Hamilton, that are offering gasoline for 8 cents a liter less than what it costs them to buy. So what's happening is that we're seeing, especially after 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, gas stations are dropping their prices. So you may want to wait before you fill up.
It was interesting. I know out of one of the Costco's west of the city, it was about $1.37 a liter. And of course, also yesterday, Circle K was doing their 10 cents off between 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock. But I saw other gas stations trying to follow suit. Dan, it really speaks to the competitiveness of this category.
Yeah, it really does, Nick, because we're seeing gas stations that can only offer about an 8 or 9 cent discount at best circumstance, because that's all their retail margin is, getting covered by their suppliers, basically saying, look, we're going to lose money temporarily because we don't want anybody to gain market share. Gas stations make a lot of money when it comes to selling volumes. So if they can get those volumes higher for whatever reason, maybe offering gas prices a little less, they're going to get a better discount so that their wholesale price won't be as it is today, say $1.46, 45, they might actually be able to buy taxes in for $1.43, which is why Costco and others are able to offer gasoline so much cheaper, because they tend to move volumes for big refiners that want to move their product.
Interesting. I've also noticed at gas stations that I go to that they're getting ready for beer sales next week. A couple have already jumped the gun and been caught. But I'm intrigued, Dan, about this, because you talked about maybe, in the next couple of days, it's going to incrementally go up to around $1.55, 56. Are you making any projections yet in terms of what we could see into the fall? I know hurricane season kind of gets wrapped up in gas prices and things like that.
Great question, Nick. We're going to see on September 15th a move back to winter blend gasoline. That's a thing in Canada. We've been doing it for 40 years now. You remember back in April, you and I were a little nervous about the 14-cent increase that we saw. Had the summer gasoline, which is more expensive to make. We have that because we want to make gasoline less volatile. To do that, they have to put additives like alkalites to keep the gasoline stable. Now we're going back to putting back in butane into gasoline, and that means that gas prices could fall another 8 or 9 cents a liter. We could look at a scenario where we're under $1.50 by the second week of September. So it's all not terrible news that it's going up tomorrow. We may want to wait if we can, a couple of weeks, and the benefit. Unfortunately, that means that diesel prices will be going up. Diesel tends to be a proxy for cold weather, heating, jet aviation fuel. It's all the same. It's all from the same body of fuel. So reality is that gasoline will go down and diesel prices will go up. I'm
curious, Dan, last night on CNN, Kamala Harris, the Democratic president for Canada, talked about sort of flip-flopping on her sort of beliefs in fracking, to look for gas, et cetera. When a potential president of the United States says something like that, what does that do to the market? I'm sure it doesn't have an impact on the price today, but it's just that philosophy and theory going forward.
Gasoline prices in the United States really matter, especially in an election year, and all parties are going to try to do their very best to ensure that they make commitments to bring prices down. If you stop fracking in the United States will be left without 13.5 million barrels of production a day. I take it whoever makes comments in that vicinity will also have to look at land leases, and there have been a number of moratoriums placed on where oil producers, oil diggers can actually go. So that is really critical to hear those kind of statements this early on. But it does suggest the sensitivity of this next presidential congressional election is going to be pretty significant, and it is going to come down to affordability matters, which of course at the heart of that lies the cost of energy.
Yeah, pocketbook issues are always front and center in politics. Dan McTeague, always appreciate the insight and analysis. He is the president of Canadians for Affordable Energy. Dan, have a good long weekend. We'll talk soon, I'm sure.
Thanks for having me.
Okay.